Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to Raptors Flex Plus, where you know the flex already, fam. Welcome back to another episode 51 of the pod. And everybody is now at the All-Star break. Today is Friday, February 16th. The Raptors had a much better performance on Valentine's Day. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. You know, spend some time with your shorties. Spend some time with your mans for the ladies, you know what I mean? However you get down, whatever you do is what you do. But yo, I was watching some basketball on Wednesday night, and, you know, Pascal Siakam was back in the building. Our old friend Pascal Siakam. We know the Pascal Siakam story. And with the Raptors, he's a homegrown talent type of guy. Not to say that he was born in Canada, he's Canadian, all that type of stuff. What I mean is he was drafted by us, developed by us, became an all-star, all-NBA, NBA champion. We know the rap sheet on Pascal Siakam. And the classy organization that the Raptors are, and we've been doing a lot of this recently, it feels like everybody's just getting a tribute, it feels like recently, man. Hopefully, that's the last of them. But respectfully, Pascal Siakam deserved a little bit of love coming into the building for all that he has contributed to this franchise and this franchise being successful. And the Raptors fans did a good job in showing him love, man, showering him with some claps and some whatever we got to do to show him some love, some cheering. And that's cool and all. You know, Pascal's in a loving mood. He came into the building looking like Killer Cam in the all pink. You know what I mean? That's just what it was on Valentine's Day. Cool. But at the end of the day, what I was looking for is whether the Raptors are going to have a bounce back performance after some of these blowouts that we've experienced recently. And give the man some credit. Give the man some credit, yo, because there's a lot of conversation around the Scottie Barnes performance when Wemby came into our house the other day and we took a hard L. You know, and then we took another hard L before that. I think it was like the Pelicans or someone. But we've been taking some hard L's recently. We haven't been playing that well. But good bounce back performance against the Pacers, right? A team that has something to play for. Now, they were also without Miles Turner yesterday, and Jalen Smith wasn't playing yesterday. So they were kind of thin in the front court. But nevertheless, I appreciated the style of basketball that the Raptors played and just being competitive and giving yourself an opportunity to go and get the dub going into the All-Star break. Now, obviously, it didn't turn out the way that we had all anticipated, but let's not take away from what was a pretty good performance all around by this team, led by All-Star, first-time All-Star, Scottie Barnes, man. Good bounce back performance for him specifically because I was kind of on the broadcast, not on the broadcast, but I was kind of cheesed a little bit, like that Matt Devlin on the last broadcast against the Spurs. Yeah, Scottie Barnes had a pretty good game, although he didn't shoot well. Bruh, I am not with the baby stuff, right? I didn't like Scottie's performance in that game, right? Especially when I thought that the spotlight was turned up and I thought it was an opportunity for him to show out. And with young players that are developing, especially not even just young players, but a young player that is now the number one option on a basketball team, you are the focal point of the opposing team's defenses on the scouting report. Scottie Barnes is learning how to get acclimated to this newfound attention that is on him. So although I've been on record saying I have some reservations and stuff about Scottie Barnes, I am still on board with the Scottie Barnes experience. For me, he just needs to show me on a more consistent basis that he can perform at the level of a player that if you're going to be the face of the franchise for the next 15 years, then it needs to be a consistent effort, a consistent performance in order to be that guy, right? And these are the types of things I'm talking about. Like when you look at the Spurs game where he was missing a lot of shots, especially some shots around the rim. Maybe he was worried about Victor being down there. Manson were getting blocked left, right, and center because we know the story about Wemby getting 10 blocks on us. But nevertheless, there was still some open shots that Scottie missed in that game. Yeah, I know he had 9 assists, 10 rebounds. But the game against Indiana, a much, 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 much better performance by the boy Scottie Barnes, yo. Keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm just trying to be objective as possible as I can always be about this team and try not to always just be emotional about things. You know what I mean? Like, I want to watch the games and just say what I see, you know? And then obviously sometimes you're going to have opinions, maybe gut feelings, those types of things where you think about the future and the potential of a player or the potential of a team. But Scottie Barnes has consistently shown from game to game that he could be one of the better players in the NBA, or else he wouldn't be an all-star, right? We can hate all we want for those that don't believe in Scottie Barnes, this, that, and the third. And in my opinion, I can see where people come from that are on the Scottie train, like, yeah, Scottie Barnes is going to be the future. And then I see where other people might be standing from where they're like, well, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, he's good, but he's not, like, there to be, like, that type of guy. And I'm kind of, like, in the middle of that somewhere. But at the same time, when you look at things realistically, I don't want to see games from Scottie Barnes where you're scoring, 9 points or whatever it was he had the last game against the Spurs. And then you have to have the bounce back performances. Like, there's too many of those types of things going on where I want to see more consistency from him. And hopefully being around some of the other All-Stars at the All-Star game, because our boy Scottie Barnes is in the game. He's in the dance, being around some of those other greats. And it's not even just the current greats. All-Star Weekend brings out, like, alumni. You know what I mean? You're going to be around alumni. You're going to be around, you might do a podcast or something. You might do some interviews. You might be a part of just like some NBA, some NBA commitments, things that they're putting on in the city of Indiana, in Indianapolis. Like, you're going to be around guys. And I think that that's an opportunity for him to kind of just, like, feel the energy of the All-Star Weekend, being around the other All-Stars and the all-time great alumni, right? You feel that. And hopefully, like, that puts something a little extra in your belly to be like, oh, yeah, I love the way this feels. I got to do this every year. And you just, like, put your head down and you continue to get better, yo. Continue to get better. But I thought that Scottie Barnes really asserted himself in this game. And this is something that I've been talking about for a long time with this Raptors team this year. Like, this team, when they get out and run, this is a different basketball team. Different basketball team. When you're running off the makes, when you're running off the misses, when you're running off the steals. And in Scottie Barnes' case, you're not necessarily looking for the outlet pass all the time. And I thought that, like, even when the fast break wasn't working, you can get back in your offensive half-court sets and set up some offense. And I thought that Scottie Barnes had the ball in his hands quite a bit in the half-court, facilitating the offense. And this is what I've wanted to see from this team schematically, right? Strategically, in terms of how you're using Scottie Barnes, right? Because when he gets that ball and he gets running in the half court, sorry, in the full court, he's almost unstoppable. Scottie Barnes stops himself in the full court, right? Whether he makes maybe too difficult of a pass or a bad decision, those types of things like that. It's not too often where, like, the opposing defenses make a play on Scottie Barnes in the fast break that they're like literally stopping him. I feel like he stops himself in some of those cases. But yesterday was butter. Yesterday was butter. I thought he played a really, really, really fantastic game, right? On both ends of the floor. He was engaged yesterday. He was engaged. And we know all of the conversations that were happening after the Spurs game because the very next day in shoot around or after shoot around or before shoot around, I'm not exactly sure what it was, but he answered some questions for the media and they're just peppering him with these questions. And I was saying, I was like, yo, I wish that he would have felt that in the moment, you know, like after the game. You go sit in the locker room, you have a conversation with a couple of the vets like Garrett Temple, you talk to an assistant coach, you know, someone that you have a really good relationship with, and then you go and do the press conference, right? I feel like he would have learned a lot more from that experience versus I thought the Raptors kind of shielded him from that by not making him go out and do the press conference. And that's cool because at the end of the day, I'm just a fan giving my opinion on stuff. But the organization of front office, they obviously know a lot more and a lot better than I do in terms of how to manage the players, right? So I'm not going to sit here and point fingers and say they should have did this, they should have did that. I did that already in the last episode. I'm moving on. And the bounce back performance from Scottie Barnes in this game showed me that he learned something from the experience, whether it came the next day, whether he had to learn something else in the moment in the locker room, I'm not exactly sure what happened, right? But the media was just peppering him with questions. In fact, it felt like it was the same damn question over and over and over again. So, like, I'm not really sure, like, what the media was trying to get out of him. They're trying to, like, bait this young player into saying something that he wasn't supposed to say. And maybe the front office knows that, so they're like, okay, yeah, we're not going to put you out there. But really and truly, next time something like that happens, if it happens, I mean, hopefully it's not that same specific thing. Hopefully, like, that experience was that experience and that doesn't happen again. But there might be a new experience now that comes up. And I hope that the Raptors don't shield him from that if he needs to talk to the media after the basketball game, okay? But tonight he was balling. Tonight he was balling. Tonight he showed why he is an all-star caliber player. But here's the thing, man. And I don't want to take nothing away from Scottie Barnes, man, because it's just not necessary to try to take something away from him. But like the Pacers are not like a very good defensive team, yo. They might show you some good defensive efforts from here and there throughout the game, but they don't like look like a really good defensive team when I watch that team play, man. They don't. And the fact that they play with a lot of pace because they're like in the upper echelon of the league in terms of pace, right? This fits right into what the Raptors should be doing, in my opinion, right? The Raptors should be like a running team similar to an Indiana. Similar. I'm not saying you got to be running as much as they do. And I think we're still maybe first in the NBA in fast break points and stuff, which shows that we can actually like play this type of basketball game, right? Even when you see last night, we can play like this style of ball. We had a chance to go and win this game down the stretch. And unfortunately, the execution wasn't very good. There was turnovers. Scottie Barnes, I think RJ Barrett may have had one. I think Scottie had two. You know, a lot of missed threes down the stretch. Gary Trent, RJ, I think missed one quickly. I'm not even sure who else was out there. They missing threes. Perdo was just gobbling rebounds, right? But like we weren't able to put the ball in the bucket when it mattered, yo. We weren't able to put the ball in the bucket when it mattered. And then there's that one Scottie Barnes 3 attempt where his foot was on the line and it was clearly on the line. So it ended up being a 2 and they were down 1, which would have tied the game if he would have hit that shot, you know? So sometimes just down the stretch, it just doesn't like work for you the way that you plan it. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want to put too much emphasis on like what went wrong in that fourth quarter for the Raptors because generally, I thought we played pretty well because Indiana felt like they turned up a little bit in the fourth, but the Raptors were right there with them. Right there. Scottie Barnes was being aggressive in that fourth quarter, getting to the bucket, scoring in the lane, and things of that nature. And that's what you want to see from Scottie. Now, I know that they didn't have the rim protection down there, but at the end of the day, Scottie Barnes is a strong guy, yo. Strong guy. If you keep going down there to try to get those baskets and you're initiating contact and stuff, then you're going to the line, if not for the and one, at least for two. So these are things that the Raptors are going to have to learn, you know, as time goes on with this young team, which is why I'm okay with this, right? I'm okay with this. And I'm still refusing to call this a tank, by the way. When I see all the talent out on the floor for the Raptors, there's no way I can look at this team and say that they're tanking, you know. The problem with the Raptors is that, number one, they've been inconsistent all season long, even when they had the guys coming in from last year, which is basically the same roster plus Dennis Schroeder, right? And then once we started making the trades and everything, at that point, we're still inconsistent. But now you're bringing in like all these other players. We've dealt with injuries and the inconsistencies. We haven't had a chance to like really get on track to the point where we can say we've been playing some consistent basketball, yo. There was one stretch after the OG trade where I thought we were playing consistent, yo. We like beat the Cavs at home, and then we headed onto the road where we had like Memphis. Remember that road trip where it's like Memphis, the Lakers, I forget who else we played, the Jazz. We played like some other teams out there. And I thought that like that little 4 or 5 game stretch before Pirtle got hurt, right? Before Pirtle got hurt, I thought that was probably our most consistent stretch of basketball all season long for this Raptors team, right? But even after that, guys were like not here. Like, you know, we've made trades, the Pascal's trades. We've traded Thad Young away, the Dennis Schroeders. This is a different team. So it's very rare that you see a team that has so much changeover within one season where you expect them to all gel and play together and be consistent in their game, right? Because they don't know how to play together yet. And I'm not making excuses. Yo, reality is reality, Raptors fans. Reality is reality. This team that's currently constructed as we see it right now, they haven't had a chance to really play a whole lot of basketball together, especially since we're going on road trips again. We had 2 6-game road trips, you know. Mans are kind of in and out the lineup because, you know, Pirtle was hurt there for a while. RJ was hurt there for a while. Quickly was hurt there for a while, you know. So Jonte Porter hurt for a while. Like, yo, it's just, it is what it is. You know? It is what it is. And I was looking at this one play, man. I was looking at 2 plays from this game down the stretch. Now, I'm not really sure if it would have even like mattered so much, but like, let me just share this for a second, right? Remember the no call where Nemhard pushed off on Scottie Barnes during the game? I was like, yo, that's not a foul. So being who I am now, I have to go back and look at the last 2-minute report. I was like, yo, like, was this a missed call or just like not? So when I looked at the last 2-minute report, it clearly says that, well, let me find it here. It clearly says that it was a correct non-call. All right? Correct non-call. But let's just take a look at it for a second and really like see, like, I'm still on the fence about this, man. Take a quick look at this.
Try to go for the steal. If you can't get the steal, you get a trap, and the trap out of the steal out of the trap, then you foul.
1-point game.
Look at Nemhard.
14.7 to
Boom!
go.
That didn't look like a shoulder knocking down Scottie Barnes, yo. Come on, fam.
And now a foul.
That's not a foul? That's not a foul. Anyways, they said that that was the correct non-call. But at the end of the day, I like the aggression by Scottie Barnes, yo. I like that he's feeling the game and he's thinking with his head, like, can I draw a foul here and get back the ball? Right? Because at that point, you're down 1. And the Pacers ended up going to the line. They went 1-1. Then we got another opportunity where I was like, okay, let's see what we can do here, because I thought Scottie Barnes was shooting quite well at that point, but then we ended up going to RJ Barrett. Not so sure about that one. But anyways, this play here, right? I thought that there was a miss opportunity to get the ball to Emmanuel quickly. So check this out, right? Watch. Pirtle gets the ball, and then look at quickly on the back cut. Ah! Nembhard had his back turned. Yo, hold on. Watch this. Look at the separation, fam. Look at the separation. Yo, Pirtle, are you looking at me? Yo, there's nobody there on the back end. Nobody there on the back end. That's a layup, dog. That's a layup. Oh, man. And then RJ's doing all this and that. All right. We lost the game. But this is where a couple of weeks back, I was talking about film in the Scottie Barnes evolution video, how I thought film would be one of the big points in his career where, I just think like players can really develop a lot and learn from film, And in this type of action that they're running here, where they have guys like cutting and, going around screens and things of that nature, like you got to make the reads, man. You got to make the reads. So good play by Darko Rajakovic. He drew up that play masterfully. I just think that we didn't execute it with all of the options that were available in that play, But nevertheless, a good competitive game. The opportunities were there to win it. And that is what you want from this young team as we continue to develop, man. And as we go into the All-Star break and come out of the All-Star break, I'm really hoping that this team can be a little bit more cohesive, gel a little bit more as a team coming out of the All-Star break, man. Because what we're seeing is a team that they're just not used to playing with each other, man. And what we're seeing is young players that are learning how to be in different spots that they weren't in at any points in their career. None of them. I should say all of them were in new positions, new spots. Scottie Barnes is as a number 1 option. Emmanuel quickly as a starter. RJ Barrett with a little bit more freedom offensively. Jakob Poeltl, where you're now being expected to facilitate from the high post and things of that nature, where we didn't see a whole lot of that from him expecting the pass. It was a lot more on the screen and roll, which Jakob Poeltl is a very good screen and roll player, man. As I've been saying all season long, as long as he doesn't need to put the ball on the floor, Jakob Poeltl is like one of the better screen and roll finishers at the bucket in the league, in my opinion, Obviously, there's a lot of guys that do it well, but he's up there with some of the other bigs, And credit to him for hitting 2 big free throws down the stretch. This is like a 50% free throw shooter, yo. And if it's something that I want to see a little bit more from Jakob next year, like this offseason, and we'll have those conversations as they come, but man, the free throw shooting for him, if he can get up into the high 60s, low 70s, that'll help take this team to a whole new level next year as other guys continue to develop in their roles also, So I was happy with the bounce back performance, although we didn't get the dub. We're holding our L. But again, this is not a full-on tank for me. I refuse to call this a tank because mans are out there. Mans are out there playing. They're just learning in this position. So I'm totally cool with that. We got the right players out there learning. And the ping pong balls drop our way, we'll talk about that as the season goes on, as we get near to the off season. But we are 5 games out of the play-in. If the Raptors want to make any run whatsoever towards the play-in, like, we're gonna have to play better basketball more consistently coming out of the All-Star break. But anyways, that's where we are right now as the Raptors squad. And as we head into the All-Star break, Scottie Barnes will actually be participating in 2 events at the All-Star break. In 2 events. So there is I don't even know what to call this, skills competition. I mean, we remember what Scottie and Maxey did. Was it last year? Scottie and Maxey, where they were just missing all those like bunnies at the basket, dog. Yo, they are linking up again to like get over this, yo. That was not a good look by these guys, yo. But anyways, they're going up against a team with the top picks: Paolo Banchero, Anthony Edwards, Victor Wembanyama, and then a team Pacers where we got Tyrese Halliburton, Canadian Benedict Mathurin, which also didn't play last night. So I'm not sure if he's going to participate in this, but it is being held in Indianapolis, Indiana. So that's why they got these guys like a team Pacers. And then Miles Turner, who also didn't play yesterday. So, or not yesterday, on Wednesday. So I'm going to make some predictions for this, yo. I'm going to go with the team top picks, yo. I'm going to the team top picks, man. Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama are like 2 of the most like fun players in the NBA right now. 2 of the most fun players, yo. I love watching these guys, but at the same time, Tyrese Halliburton is one of the most skillful players as well. So if there's passes and shooting involved and stuff, man, Tyrese Halliburton's a guy that you can't sleep on, man. But Team All-Stars also got some ballers too, obviously. Tyrese Maxey, Trae Young, and our guy, Scottie Barnes. So, I don't know. I'm going to go with team top picks for this one. And yeah, it is what it is. I'm not like too heavy on that particular event, right? Because for me, it's all about the 3-point shooting contest and a dunk contest. So let's start with the 3-point shooting contest, man. Over the years, this has actually become the better contest than the dunk off, yo. Somehow, some way, right? This has been like the more intriguing one, yo. So we got Malik Beasley in there from the Bucks. We know what he does against the Raptors, so we know he can shoot the 3. I think his this guy's shooting like over 70% from 3 against the Raptors in the 2 games that we played the Bucks, yo. If my memory serves me correctly, he's killing it, yo. Jalen Brunson having himself a major year for the Knicks, got them in contention to potentially get a home court. So he's in it. Tyrese Halliburton, big time player. He can shoot the 3. Dame Lillard, we know what he does from time. Lauri Markkanen, marksman from Utah. Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if this is his type of competition, man, but he can fill it up. Karl Anthony Towns, he's won it before. And then Trae Young, obviously he's a shooter. So for this one, man. Okay. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a guy who I think is going to win it. And then I'm going to go with a dark horse, okay? Damn. I'm going to go with Trae Young to win the 3-point contest this year. I'm going to go with Trae Young. And then my dark horse is Lauri Markkanen, yo. That's my dark horse, man. I don't know if I don't know, guys. It's crazy. I'm gonna go with Lauri Markkanen as a dark horse, Trae Young as the winner, man. But yo, like, this has been like the contest, like this has been the competition that has been more intriguing over the last few years, man. And it's really sad, yo. And this is the reason why, okay? Like, Y'all probably already know why, man. But let's take a quick look at their participants in this year's dunk off, man. And then tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Tell me if I'm wrong. You know where I'm going with this, man. It's not an intriguing field, guys. It's not an intriguing field. We got last year's winner, Mac McClung, who they're now showing in a Lakeland Magic jersey. So he's still in the G League. So what, they're calling him up to the Magic for just for the All-Star appearance? I don't know, man. Jacob Toppin, I don't know who he is. Maybe his Obi's little brother. He's with the Knicks organization. I think they're Westchester Knicks jersey, you know? And then Yami Yaquez. Now I don't know if he like got like the creativity like that for the dunk off, man. Like I know that he got like some power and stuff, and he's somewhat athletic, but like I don't know about that one, yo. And then Jaylen Brown, yo. So first and foremost, I just want to say respect to Jaylen Brown, yo. One more time for Jaylen Brown, please. The only real all-star that is participating in the dunk contest, man. This is atrocious. This is atrocious, man. Now, it's not to say that these guys can't perform, the Mac McClungs. We saw what he did last year. He put on a show. It was cool, okay? I don't want to take nothing away from him. Jacob Toppin, I'm sure you're athletic and you got like creativity, ability, and all type of stuff for the dunk off, all right? Yami Yaquez, I don't know. I never really seen you as like a dunk contest participant. You're having a hell of a rookie season. But to be in like the dunk off, fam, I'm just not sure, man. I'm just not sure. Like, Jaylen Brown is literally the only NBA the only NBA player, like star player, that is in this dunk competition. Like a real notable name. And even if like for some people that don't really follow NBA like that, they really don't even know Jaylen Brown like that. Right? For all of us that follow NBA, yeah, we know Jaylen Brown. He's a player, dog. He's a baller. You know, he's probably the richest player in the NBA right now. $300 million contract. He's getting this bread, yo. And I'm not hating on him at all. I'm giving him mad respect, mad love, because not even just for the fact that, hey, man, I'm not saying he feels this way or nothing. I'm speculating. He may feel like, yo, I signed a $300 million contract and I have a responsibility to the fans to live up to that and to show my face in different ways and you know, put on for the league, put on for the game of basketball, yo. And these are the types of things that I appreciate as an NBA fan. Jaylen Brown is out there. Because two of these guys, I don't even think I've seen Matt McClung play an NBA minute. Jacob Toppin, I never seen you play an NBA minute. Yami Yaquez, yeah, you're a good rookie, yo. But I don't see you as like that guy. You know what I'm saying? But like, when you look at like past dunk-offs, like, I just want to show you guys, I just want to like say something real quick, right? The 2000 dunk-off, okay? The participants in this competition, okay? Vince Carter, high flyer, can jump out the gym, NBA All-Star, will be a Hall of Famer. Okay? Ricky Davis. Now, he wasn't a player that was like a well-known guy, but he was an NBA player that could jump out the gym. Okay? Jump out the gym. Steve Francis, NBA All-Star. One of the best point guards in the league in his time back in 2000. We were thinking about like, yo, what is Steve Francis going to be as a player? Right? back when he was with the Rockets. All right. Larry Hughes, another guy who was an all-star at one point. You know what I'm saying? He also had crazy athletic ability. Tracy McGrady, at this point, he was still with the Raptors, NBA Hall of Famer. Like, look at the participants. Jerry Stackhouse, another guy, NBA All-Star. Like, oh my God, the names that are in this dunk-off, man. You know all of these guys, with the exception of if you're not really like following the NBA like that, there might be a couple of players on that list that you're not so familiar with, which might be like Ricky Davis. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you probably know who all these guys are. And now we're dealing with G Leaguers, a rookie who didn't seem all that athletic, and then a $300 million NBA All-Star player. Now, here's the thing. Yami Yaquez, I don't want to listen, man, you know what I mean? I wasn't familiar with your game. It may be similar, something like that, at the end of this dunk off on Saturday night, where I'm like, damn, I didn't know he had all that in him, yo. And I'll eat that if that's what it is. I'll eat that. It is what it is. But you can't sit here and tell me that the other two players, right, from the G League, Toppin and McClung, belong on an NBA roster, yo. So we got G Leaguers in the NBA dunk contest. Yo, NBA stars, we got to do better than this, yo. Even if the dunk off is lit, there'd be a lot more anticipation going into the dunk off for the fans if there were real names in this thing, you know? Anthony Edwards, where you at, man? I'd love to see Anthony Edwards, Jaylen Brown in this contest, you know? Some other guys that could possibly be in. I mean, I'm not even sure right now, but this ain't it, man. This ain't making me be like, yo, I can't wait to see the dunk off. No. This is not it, man. This is not it, yo. Now it might turn out to be the best dunk off ever, but I don't know about that, man. For me, the two best dunk offs that I've seen in my lifetime, right? I'm not talking about when I was little youth and Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. I don't even think that I was alive for that one. That might have been 84 with Michael and Dominique. Or was it 86 or something? I was a little youth, if anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember those guys in no damn dunk off. Right? So the best thing for me was the 2000 where Vince Carter was flawless, murked it. T-Mac was lit. Steve Francis lit. These other guys are wicked dunkers too, but they couldn't do nothing because Vince Carter was just stealing the show. Right? Remember? It's over. Vince murked it, guy. Murked it. And then the NBA All-Star game in Toronto. Was it 2017? Where Aaron Gordon got robbed, yo? Aaron Gordon got robbed, bro. This guy did underneath. Yo, this guy sat in the air, yo, and put the ball underneath his legs, guy. That literally might have been the most creative and best dunk I've ever seen in the NBA dunk-off contest. That dunk by Aaron Gordon, that was literally the best dunk, yo, in my opinion. It even clears Vince Carter's dunks, yo. The thing that made Vince Carter's dunks so ill is that they were just flawless. He executed everything to perfection, and he was a showman doing it, dog. Showman doing it. And then for all the mans on the sideline that were just what the hell is happening right now? Right? I can see it in my head, yo. Jason Kidd being what the hell was that when Vince Carter put his arm in the rim? I can see it in my head. And Isaiah Thomas holding, laughing. Yo, I'm telling you, these things are film in my brain because they were just a moment that you had to be there for, yo. You had to be there. And I'm so thankful that I am the age that I am because I was able to remember that dunk contest. And then here in Toronto, obviously, yo, bro, it was cold as hell that weekend in Toronto when the All-Star game was here. But yo, that man's in the gym, they put on, fam. And I swear that was Kobe's last All-Star game too, if I'm not mistaken, dog, in Toronto. Yeah, I'm going to double check that right now, yo. Kobe's last All-Star game. Yeah, February 14, 2016 at Air Canada Center would appear in his 18th and final NBA All-Star game. Yo, you see these moments in time that stick out? Like, you just remember these things. You just remember these things because that's what All-Star Weekend is supposed to be about, man. But now we got G-Leaguers in the dunk-off, fam. G-Leaguers. No disrespect to them, man. Like Matt McClung, you put on last year, bro. But yo, you're not an NBA player, dog. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what would be cool if the NBA could somehow figure this out? Have like a G League bracket and a All-Star bracket, yo. And then the winner of the G League and the All-Star dunk out. Like, even if the G League player wins, nobody cares. No one's gonna be like, yo, you lost to a G Leaguer. If the dunk was sick, the dunk was sick. It's dunking. That's what it is. It doesn't mean that the G Leaguer is a better NBA player than you because he beat you in a dunk off, bro. There's probably man you could go find in some park down in Virginia Beach or up in California somewhere where man can probably beat all four of these guys in a dunk off, yo. But like at the end of the day, it's dunking, man. No one's gonna take nothing away from you as an NBA player. Like, and Edwards should be in there, dog. You should be in there. You know? That's the player I want to see, at least. So, anyways, All-Star Weekend coming up. Scottie Barnes will be playing in the big game as well. And again, for him, it's more about, yo, man, don't get shut out. Don't get shut out, man. You got to score. You know what I mean? Even if it's 2 points in your first All-Star game, it's cool, man. You're there for the experience. You're there to be around the other All-Stars. You're there to soak up game, yo. You're there to create an experience. You're there to create motivation to be a great where you're here year after year after year. It's okay if you don't win the MVP this year, man. It's okay. You know? Just don't get blanked, yo. Just don't get blanked. And have fun, yo. That's really what it's about, man. Have fun, guy. And for the fans, I'm gonna be checking them out. I'm gonna go link up with my boy on Saturday, and we're gonna catch the All-Star stuff. And then I'll probably just be at the home base on Sunday evening, Sunday night, watching the All-Star game. So what I might do is like a recap or something on Monday or Tuesday about the All-Star weekend. And that'll probably be the next episode, man. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the festivities as the weekend goes. They have the celebrity game tonight, and I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just washed, bro. But I don't like recognize any of the names, like barely any of the names in a celebrity all-star game, dog. I don't know, yo, man. I know Shannon Sharp's coaching one. I know Stephen A. Smith is coaching one. I know 50 Cent is like an assistant coach. And then there's someone else that's like an assistant coach as well, like some other like bigger name or somebody that I might forget right now. Let me see if I have this real quick. I don't got it, man. I don't got it like right next to me here. But one other thing too, just about the All-Star game before we move forward, man. Gradey Dick has been like showing that he could be a competent NBA player so far in the month of February, man. And he didn't get selected for the Rising Stars game as a rookie. And that's okay. That's okay because to be honest with you, he would have just got it off of name recognition, because he hasn't had a great season. But he's been starting to turn it around as of late. And if what we want to see from Gradey Dick in terms of being a Raptor, continue your development, yo. Show that you're supposed to be in the NBA all the time. No more G League assignments for you. That's what we need to see. And, you're going to work on your game in the off season. You're going to take it into next year. And when All-Star game comes back around next year, I want to see Gradey Dick on the sophomore team, yo. On the sophomore team. On the Rising Star rookie team right now, You have Balai Coulibaly from Washington, Keontae George, Jordan Hawkins, Scoot Henderson, Chet Holmgren, Yami Yaquez, Derek Lively, Brandon Miller, Brandon Pozemski, Kaysen Wallace, and Victor Wembanyama. There's a couple players there that you could take off this list, man. Like Gradey Dick, in terms of being the sophomore team for next year. There's a couple players that we could knock off this list and put Gradey Dick on, just based on the fact that I think that his potential is up there. But if you talk to any of the other fans in those fan bases with some of these players, I'm not going to call their names right now, who I think should come off the list. You know what I mean? Maybe I will, dog. I ain't going to be soft. Bilal Coulibaly, nah. I mean, he's showing some stuff, but I think Gradey Dick can take him off the list next year if he continues to develop. But this kid also, he has like some crazy like measurables and stuff, where if he continues to develop, he's almost like a baby. I ain't gonna say it. Keontae George, I think he's a good player. I don't see it. Jordan Hawkins, he probably should stay. Scoot Henderson, stay. Chet Holmgren, stay. Yami Yaquez, stay. Derek Lively, stay. Brandon Miller, stay. Brandon Podemski, now he's a good player. He's a good player. I think he actually just moved Clay out of the starting lineup in Golden State. So they're thinking high of this guy on Golden State. So let's see. Let's see. I'm not kicking him off the list, but it might be a battle. Kaysen Wallace, Gradey, you could do this, bro. You could do this. Victor Wembanyama, don't even think about it, bro. But anyways, I want to see him in this game next year. That's the point I'm trying to get to. I want to see him in this game next year, man. So yeah, dog. That is it for today. So if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And if you're not subbed, please sub up, comment down below, like, share, get the algorithm moving, right? Let's continue to get the views and the subs. And shout out to all my new subs that just came through as well, man. Like, it might not seem like a big deal for a lot of people, right? Because my channel is small right now. But like, I had like 4, 5, 6 new subs in the last week or so. Like, respect to everybody that's subbing up on the channel, man. Appreciate y'all. And, for me, again, I'm doing this for fun. I'm also doing this because I like talking about the Raptors, bro, and I want to talk about them. And, NBA, love the NBA, man. NFL, NBA, my two favorite sports. I could sit here and talk about those two things all day long, And maybe that might be a thing in the future. Who knows, man? But anyways, appreciate everybody for being subbed up. And if you're not sub up, please sub up. So yeah, man, that's it. So until next time, you know the flex. And it's me, guys.